Hey, welcome, folks, to another edition of the Bearcat Foundation Craig Bentley Coaches Show, coming to you here. And due to the fact of these wonderful sponsors, University of Arkansas at Rich Mountain, Sterling Machine, and Mena Insurance, as well as Union Bank of Mena, hometown banking at its best. And without those sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this. And they're also a part of the live broadcast that comes to you every Friday night. And if you get a chance, thank those people. Maybe they'll keep sponsoring us. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe so.
I
got to overcome the head coach and everything.
Well, I was saying it's the host. So anyway,
between both of us, we're lucky we still got him here. So.
Scraping some mediocrity.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, we can't really say it was mediocre Friday night.
No, yeah.
Did you notice that transition?
Yeah,
that's me trying to.
I don't know what you call that, but it's just you've been doing TV so long.
So long,
that it
exactly
just flows easily. Yeah, really, really fun. Good senior night. 28th victory in a row over the Bulldogs, and
weird.
Secured a state playoff berth for 6th year in a row, which is a school record. We've had two 5-year in a row stretches, but this is the first time we've made it 6 years in a row. So overall, very, very good night. Our season's been pretty up and down. We had a little bit higher aspirations at the outset of it, but to be where we are at this point and get ourselves in the playoffs and really kind of seeing a turn of a corner from homecoming on and kind of being who we felt like we could be from that point on. I'm proud of our guys and excited for the playoffs. And you can't ever undercut it. I mean, it's hard to win games, it's hard to get in, and not everybody's practicing this week. So we're glad we are. And we're excited about the opportunity.
Continue, getting in those playoffs. I mean, it's the start of that next season. And, speaking of mediocre, the last time we lost a ball game.
I wasn't going to bring it up. But
I mean, why not? I mean, we already did. We were talking about mediocre. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's a big game. It's a big game for everybody. It's a big game for them. It is for us too. Other than I think 2 years, Scott Moran always has he's kind of a Bearcat football historian. Always sends me the stats, and I know other than 2 years, we've played every year, and it was a pretty back and forth battle. I think in the '80s it was 500 and. In the 90s, back and forth early on, and then pretty much since '93 on, they haven't won. And there's been some good games. I mean,
very good. Yes,
I think back to my junior year, which I guess would have been 01. I mean, we beat them by a touchdown, and then you go back to 2020, and that's when we had the Max Montgomery to Gavin Hooper touchdown at the buzzer to win, and then even last year, they had a pretty good football team. They won 4 or 5 games and. Played in a real competitive conference. They had us up at halftime last year. And,
it's really strange because I think in the '90s it was when the streak got going that of the 10 years there were 8 of them that they were favored.
Yeah,
they started that. I forget who it was. It was putting lines on it. They were doing predictions, and they were favored in 8 out of the 10, and we still clipped them every time.
Yeah, and
weird.
They're well aware of the streak or whatever. We are too. And they purposefully haven't played a game the week before us the last 2 years to try to get some extra prep for them, and that's something they obviously want to stop, and that's something we want to keep going.
Keep going, yes.
But overall, it's a good game, and pretty much you could throw out records, good or bad, for either team. That they're going to both teams are going to give their best in that game. And,
it seems like it's usually different, than what you expect.
Right. No matter what. And I kind of like it being played at week 10. In the past, it's been played the first game, and it kind of just depends because we've been in the same conference. So it kind of just bounces back and forth. But good series, and like I said, excited for our kids. We ended up putting it away. I mean, it was close there for a little bit, but we ended up putting it away pretty handily, and happy for our kids, especially with some of the adversity we faced in the last couple of weeks of everything.
Absolutely.
And pretty much having to flip our offensive script a little bit and find a way to win and be successful there.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights.
All right. Good night offensively. Defensively, I think defensively we had 5 or 6 turnovers we created. And then offensively, obviously, we scored several touchdowns. Michael Sullivan jumped in, him and Elijah Smith, but Michael's been kind of getting the um, most of the snaps there at quarterback since Dax was injured in pregame against Ashdown, and did a really good job jumping in that situation. And it's like we talked about last week, we got put in that situation against Ashdown, and you had about 15, 20 minutes to prep and get ready for it. And we did already have some packages with Michael at quarterback. They're very limited. So we had an extra week to prepare, and knowing going in that Michael and Elijah and those guys were going to get some quarterback reps. And I think it showed we were able to be a lot more diverse and do a lot of different things with our kids here. So good job, good throw and catch. Michael's a good thrower, and he threw for about 70 yards in this game. And Elijah Smith does a really good job kind of stemming. It's called stemming up that corner. Of course, the corner bites hard because leading up to this, we had several runs getting down to the end zone. And Elijah does a good job stemming, going into hit that corner and getting open here. And
showing that he's going to block right there again, because he's
right.
seen a block over and over and over.
That's right. And so this is just a play action pass for us. We're trying to get, and Brody does a good job selling it. Michael dudes around, and sometimes those are the toughest passes to throw because he's so open. So good job keeping him in bounds. Elijah with good awareness of where he's at.
So many times you get excited and overthrow it, and then if
That's
you
right.
think he's so wide open, you think I'm just going to lay it up, and then you underthrow it.
For sure.
So,
For sure. Good job by Elijah knowing his awareness and where he's at and keeping his feet in. So good throw and catch there for those guys. I think we had 4 total interceptions. We knew they were going to bring everything they had at us, from onside kicks to trick plays to everything. And one of the most successful plays has been a quick toss. So this is something we prepped and played for. And we didn't play it great, honestly. 2 of our guys kind of bite up a little bit, but Haid is a crafty veteran there who sniffs it out and goes and gets the interception, and then gets a good return. Haid had 3 interceptions in this game with a big return. So really good job by him. You can see they toss it to that back and try to do a little bit of trick play there. I didn't notice it till the end there, but nice little pop there by Mason Sullivan, making him pay for throwing too. So Mason's done a really good job getting pressure there.
Boy, he has. He's come into his own.
He's not the biggest, strongest, whatever. He's had some injuries with his shoulder. Had a major shoulder injury when he was in junior high. And, man, he
How
plays
old
with
is he?
a motor. He's a junior this year. And so he plays with a motor that's pretty unmatched, and he just plays so hard, and he's very coachable, and just a really, really fun player to coach. Good job here. Good job by our offensive line, getting a push here and moving some bodies, and of course we're a yard out, so Brody getting the ball low on her shoulder. Brody had another good night, rushed for about 140 yards, and that 1-2 punch of Brody Michael's been pretty good for us. I think total they've ran for about 1,400 total yards, which is good, which is great, honestly, because we've not been, we've been a lot more diverse this year in throwing the football. So the fact that they're still rushing for 1,400 yards, I think last year total we rushed for about 1,700 yards, something like that, and that was being a predominantly run heavy offense.
Right.
So the fact that between both of them they're getting close to that same amount says a lot to them, and they're getting to that next level for us for sure.
And along those lines, it's just like to mention the names because I don't do it enough even on the broadcast. But Mark Cannon, Connor
Mark's
Hasty.
dad.
Yep, Mark. Yeah, hi Mark.
Yeah,
Hunter Cannon.
Cassie, and
Kyler does a great job,
and Cannon. Those 3 guys are guys who started for us from game 1 of their sophomore year. It's Kyler, Hasty, Carter Cassie, and Hunter Cannon. And we asked a lot of them. Yeah, we had asked a lot of them earlier, and then Max jumped in last year. He moved up at the end of junior high and started immediately for us, and he started every game. And Max was playing both ways on defensive line and doing a great job for us. And then you throw a kid like Grayson Farringer in there, who, honestly, in the off season and preseason, you kind of think, oh, he's probably about a year away from being where he needs to be. But we had a big talk in the off season, me and him did, and he really took that to heart and worked really, really hard. And throughout the summer, he just went and earned that starting center job, and he never looked back. And
I'm gonna say this: we've had some problems catching the snap, but it's almost because he's throwing it too hard.
Well, 100,
which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't want that slow roller back there.
No.
The slower it is, the more it messes up the timing of the play.
It is worth it to take a chance to get a fast snap because it adds a lot.
And in fact, even this morning in practice, I could tell he was taking a little bit off of it because it's not Dax back there anymore. It's our couple other guys. And I told him, I said, no, let's keep your same. They've got to catch that ball. You know, they've got to adjust to that.
Exactly.
The quicker you get it back there, the quicker it develops, the quicker we can go. The slower you get it back there, the more the defensive line linebackers or whoever have a chance to get back there. So yeah, and again, you have to kind of, that goes into a lot of, I mean, we're young, and both those there we were young from the majority of the year. We're talking about sophomore to sophomore, center to snap, center to catch. So it's been a little bit both, but again, yeah, I mean, a lot of it is it's on both of them.
You may disagree with me, but that is worth it to take a fast snap.
No.
Even though say it adds 3 fumbles to the year,
unless it's just predominantly all over the place, which it's not.
It's not.
And so we'll figure it out. Like I said, we're sophomore there all year long, and so we're getting that. And then you add into the fact that I mean, this is high school football, so it's different when somebody's right there in front of you as a nose. And Grayson's done a great job. I've been really proud of him, and again, Dax did a great job catching those snaps, and Michael and Brody and Elijah and all those cats back there. So been really proud of him. And Luke Floyd's another one. Luke Floyd and Nathan Needham are 2 others as well who jump in there and give us great work on the offensive line. So
I think it has a potential, when you look forward to the next year and you've got a lot of senior leadership and then a junior Max Rocha, it has a potential to be a really like an A+.
Well, you've got
offensive line.
Really, you're going to have 4 guys who've started 3 years. Now Max didn't get that full 3rd year because he moved up in 9th grade, but he still played 3 or 4 games as a 9th grader.
But he's different talent wise.
Yeah, and so You're talking about 4 guys there who've been starting a lot of football games for you, so it's pretty exciting. Plus, you're talking about now you don't have that sophomore exchange. You've got that junior to junior plus some more. So yeah, definitely
with the velocity and that a lot of people don't realize 0.3 of a second faster on that fast snap it's worth it.
Yeah, 100%. Good job by our defense. They flew around all night and they're getting downhill. And Waldron does a good job running the football. And in fact, when we watched them and scouting them, we're like, man, they're popping a few plays against Ashdown, Malvern, Arkadelphia, and all them. So good job here getting the ball on the ground. And again, turnover is something Coach Arnold works with those cats a lot with, and they're very well aware of it. So anytime you see someone standing up, you're going to see us try to strip that ball out, get on it. And I believe Jimmy Glenn is the one who gets on this ball. I'm not sure exactly who caused it. Looks like Geis maybe jumps in there. I don't have my stats in front of me to double check, but again, 2 sophomores right there making big plays who are going to be some junior football players for us. Big run here from Brody again. So a good little cutback, a good movement here by the offensive line, a good pull and a good seal there by Max, which is who we talked about. And you see a good job by Grayson there. So it's just a beautiful looking football play, great movement on the line, patient run by Brody, and just a really good football play there. Really like this play. We kind of worked on it for several weeks and kind of did a nice little fool for everybody. Michael, a little bit of toss back there to Sean. And of course, with where we're at now, we're not able to do as much in the pass game as what we have wanted to do or have been able to do this year. But we still got to get Sean involved because he's had 43 catches for almost 600 yards this year. So he's been very effective as a receiver. But we still need to get him involved, and this was just an easy way to do it. Just a little toss back to him, getting in the ball and letting him do his thing there. So really good football play. He's
always been a good athlete. It seems like he's taken another step.
Yeah, well, he's worked hard. I mean, he's a hard worker in practice. He really is, and he puts in that extra time outside the hours too, and it's really paid off for him. So. Good little throw and catch here. This was a little bit of a money play for us last year with Zay, and of course the offense has just kind of changed a little bit for us. But Zay doing what he does, catching a good ball and getting some good play. So again, when the run game is working so effectively, it gets those guys biting down pretty easy and makes this play action pass game, pretty effective. But this doesn't happen if the offensive line isn't blocking well, and Brody and Michael and those guys aren't running hard.
And Isaiah hadn't been blocking well because you can see the linebacker bowing up because he thinks he's going to get blocked again.
Yeah, he's worried about getting put in the ground there. So good, fun run here by Michael. Just a really just kind of a, I don't know. I'm trying to be the way to say it, but it's just a good physical hard run. That guy just bounces right off of him and he sticks it through. And what I like most about him too is he just gets in there and he's feeling himself a little bit, but he just gets in there and says, "Yep, all right, I just ran you over pretty much." And a great job by Brody here setting the edge for him as
Great
well.
job.
So again, nice run by Michael. Michael's our player of the game offensively from Friday night. So excited to see a little bit tighter view of it here. You can see him bounce off that guy. So if you're going to come in and tackle, you better be ready to go because Brody and Michael don't go down usually on that first contact. So
Crushing block by Hunter there.
Yeah. So
Isaiah got his guy.
yeah, it's a lot of good stuff going on.
That's great.
I think Sean's pretty upset about this. He thought he was going to get him. Oh no, this was the wrong one. I was going to say Jackson took the interception earlier, but another pick here by Hyde again, just being in the right position and finding the ball and getting some good. That's something that when Hyde gets that ball and the interception, he's always looking for those yards. And so he got the offense an extra 10, 15 yards right here just off this return. So again, good job being in position. And we're young back in the secondary too. We got two. We do have a senior that's graduating in Jackson, and we got a sophomore at safety, and Hyde and those guys have been there. But
we blocked in the back too. Got away with it.
Yeah. I think they actually ended up big calling it. But really good football play by
I
Hyde
wasn't supposed
there.
to mention that.
Yeah. I was hoping nobody saw that flag coming.
Oh, I did.
But let's see where we're at here. Let's see if off kilter. I don't know if it's the same play. Yep, same play. Again, another good defensive play here, putting the ball on the ground, and anytime I don't know that we turn the ball over. So really good. Again, Hyde was just all over the field here. Good strip here by Caleb and Hunter McClary getting that ball out, and a good scoop here by Hyde finding that football. So again, really good job getting the ball on the ground. But that's what we say. You want to be, anytime you're given an opportunity to end a drive, you got to do it. If that ball's in the air and you get, that's why you get so frustrated on those dropped interceptions or balls like that you don't scoop up, because then, good football team, you're giving them another chance to be successful. So
one of the cool things watching this year is Hunter McClare's progression from a kid, the typical sophomore that is, you can tell he's thinking about it because we know he's an athlete. We know he can get to that spot quick. And he just wasn't doing it because he's thinking about it.
That's right.
And it was, about 4 games ago you guys started. We haven't talked about it before now, but 4 games ago it seemed like a switch went off. It was like, where did that kid come from? Oh yeah, that's Hunter. We know he can do it.
Yeah, we know he can do it. He's really stepped up. Him and Ryder House both have really proven that they're ready to play, and they just need those minutes. They need those reps. We can give them all the reps we can in practice, but until you get those game reps, there's just nothing like that. It's game speed and seeing somebody run their offense. But you're right. It's just those two guys are going to keep getting better and better with reps and the reaction time. And really proud of Hunter and Ryder both.
Just see when they've turned that corner where they're not thinking about it as much. They're seeing and doing. Yeah,
exactly. Good job by Brody here. I mean, it kind of gets clogged up. Waldron actually does a really good job. This is just a base play. This is Buck Sweet for us. So probably should have really kind of logged. It kind of got clogged up. They did a really good job, and Brody just doing a really good job staying on top and lowering your shoulder here. I like how he slows down to get prepared for contact here and let you know, hey, I'm running through you to get to that end zone. So again, a really good job by Brody making something out of nothing here on this run. So,
great job. Do you know how many yards he ended up with?
Yeah, I think he had 140
wow.
total, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Another, we said it a lot, but Hyde all over the field again. So you're going to throw it up. We need to make them pay. Anytime they're just going to throw a ball up, we got to make them pay on that. Good rush there by Jimmy Glenn and Isaiah Day. Both those guys getting a good pass rush, and he didn't really have any other option other than just throw it up. And good ball awareness by Hyde, and he's going to end up taking this one all the way to the house here for a nice little capper score.
So he got a pick six.
Yeah, he did, and good job by everybody else. Not doing anything stupid here. No blocks in the back or anything like that. And that's actually Hyde's second pick six of the year. Don't have an interception on here. I thought I did, but Jackson Baber had an interception as well.
That's cool.
Right before half.
Senior night.
Yeah, he had an interception. I thought I had it on here, but didn't make it, I guess. But he had an interception right before half, and
He's a great kid.
Great kid. Just worked really hard to get everything that he has gotten, and been really proud of him. In the last year and a half, really, of doing this thing. Good job here, getting our young guys some playing time. And Hayden Mergala is a good little player for us, young guy developing right now, but he got to have an opportunity to get on the ball. And again, when you work turnover and stuff as much as we do, it's not a surprise when it's put in front of you to make something happen. So good job by Hayden of getting on this ball off of their miscue, off of the toss there. So overall, good night. Definitely won the turnover battle. Had some big plays on offense and defense, and again, went on senior night beating Waldron and getting in the playoffs. Don't get much better than that.
Absolutely. So next opponent is Rivercrest.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up. We're leaving here in the next few hours to get over there. It's about a three-day drive for us, but yeah, no, playing Rivercrest in the playoffs, and they're a really good football team. Again, it's a far drive. It's about a 5-hour drive for us on the Yellow Dog, and but again, we're excited about it. The conference we play in, it gets you ready for games like this, and because we're not, we play some teams that are, Arkadelphia just beat Malvern by 20 points, the other night, and Nashville was right there with Malvern right before that. So you've got 3 teams you're seeing pretty consistently who are going to be your
So I didn't see
semifinal.
Arkadelphia beat Malvern.
Yeah, by 20. And so, the point of that is we're sitting there playing those cats, and then, obviously it got away from us and they didn't go how we wanted to, but we did some good things against all 3 of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
And so we hope to learn from that and go. Of course, we're pretty banged up right now too, and so we're excited about it. I think our coaches have put together a good plan on both sides of the ball, and it's kind of unique in the way that it's a little bit like a renewed injury, because offensively we're going to have to do some things that we just haven't been as much used to because of where we're at as far as injuries go. But it's kind of cool because you're like, all right, this is new, this is different. We've done it, but now we're just kind of building on to it. So there's kind of a new energy to it, and that's been good. But,
and it's going to be a different look.
Yeah, exactly right. It's going to be something we hadn't shown before, and so anyway, we're excited about it, and our kids are too. And like we said, playing in our conference and the teams we play, Rivercrest is in that same breath as those teams, but it's not the first time we have seen them. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
a team like
exactly.
that. It doesn't make it necessarily easier by any means. I'm not saying that.
The intimidation factor.
But yeah, it makes it to where our kids are, look, you've already seen some really good teams and some really good players this year, and you're going to see another really good team, really good players Friday, but it's very similar to what you've seen before. So we got our hands full, but man, we are excited about getting down there and playing. They got great facilities over there, and so we're excited about getting down there and going out and trying to shock the state. So I'm pretty sure no one but us will have the faith that we can go in there and get it done. And again, I kind of talked to our team a few weeks ago. It was after the Nashville game, really, about just passing the eye test. Of when we look at you as coaches or whoever, that you pass the eye test of we are here ready to take that next step as a football team.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've gotten there in the last couple of weeks. I feel like we've really taken that next step. Now, it took us a little bit longer than I think all of us would have liked, but I feel like we've taken that next step mentally, physically, in our preparation, in our practice, in the way we reacted football games. And I was really proud. We talked about it in last week's show about how our kids reacted after Dax went down in pregame in Ashdown. I feel like that was really a good turning point for us as well too. So I'm excited about where we are and where we can go going forward for sure.
Absolutely. Well, again, it is official. We are going to have a broadcast. The live stream is going to happen Friday night. So 7:00 kickoff. Will be live from Rivercrest. So you will be able to stream it. It'd be really nice if we could get as many people there as possible and to make that road trip. And we understand if you can't, because it is a 5-hour trip. So, but it is going to be available for the live stream on the YouTube channel, Bearcat Foundation. So we appreciate, again, people making that happen, and like to thank University of Arkansas Rich Mountain, as well as Sterling Machinery, Mena Insurance, and Union Bank of Mena. With that, we'll sign off.